Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. Today I thought it would be very apt to talk about Halloween. What does the Bible has to say about Halloween? What does Halloween celebrate exactly? Halloween celebrates death and darkness. But if we Christians, who are the children of light, why should we be celebrating death and darkness? After you go through the relevant Bible verses, and I can tell you there are plenty of them throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament, you will think twice before encouraging your children to wear Halloween costumes. And you will think twice to allow them to go trick-or-treating. So we shall start with Deuteronomy chapter 19, and we're going to start from verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire. That was a practice in Canaan, where a couple would sacrifice their firstborn child, and they would sacrifice their child by making it pass through fire, or making them walk through fire, and they would sacrifice to the false god Molech. Or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer. A soothsayer is the same like divination. Or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer. Or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord your God drives them out from before you. You shall be blameless before the Lord your God. For these nations which you will dispossess listened to soothsayers and diviners, but as for you, the Lord your God has not appointed such for you. Okay, so I have a couple of more verses prepared here. It says here, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21, you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the table of the Lord and the table of demons. And 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. We should be aware of the existence of our enemy, the devil. 3 John chapter 1 verse 11, beloved, do not imitate evil, but imitate good. Whoever does good is from God. Whoever does evil has not seen God. And Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11. Take no part in the unfruitful works of the darkness, but instead expose them. Whoa, look how relevant that is. Look. Take no part in the unfruitful works of the darkness, but instead expose them. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. This is one of my favorite verses. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. And finally, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 6 to 12, let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these things the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience. Therefore do not become partners with them. So if you're celebrating Halloween with them, you are becoming partners with them. And we read earlier, do not be conformed to this world. If you are practicing Halloween and other such pagan holidays, you are conforming to this world. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true, and try to discern what is pleasing to the Lord. I hope that you read through the Bible and that you maybe perhaps find other verses, because as I told you, there are many others, and that you should think twice before allowing your children to participate in Halloween parties, imitating to be witches and sorcerers and wizards and the Walking Dead and vampires. These are all things of the underworld. They're all dark and demonic entities. And why should you be dressed as a demonic entity? Why? If you are a child of the light, why are you pretending for that particular day to be a child of darkness? Please, I urge you, stay away from such pagan and evil holidays such as Halloween. God bless you all.